49ers faithful. It has been quite a season, and as we look back in the regular season, there's a lot to unpack. The San Francisco 49ers finished strong, showing resilience and a level of consistency that has been impressive considering all the ups and downs we've seen this year. Injuries, roster shifts, and a challenging schedule made this season far from easy, but the team demonstrated a grit and determination that makes me genuinely excited about what's ahead. Looking at the final stretch, it's clear that key players really stepped up when it mattered most. Deebo Samuel, for example, had a season full of highlights that remind us just how dynamic he can be. While not matching the magic of his 2021 campaign, he was still a game changer, especially in the moments where the stakes were highest. That memorable game against the Philadelphia Eagles comes immediately to mind, where Deebo put on an absolute clinic with 4 receptions for over 100 yards and multiple touchdowns. It was a reminder that when the Niners needed big plays, he had the ability to deliver. Alongside him, Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason have continued to provide steady contributions, showing that the depth and talent on this roster can make a real difference as the playoffs approach. As we look at the roster, it's encouraging to see so many players capable of making an impact on both sides of the ball. Turning our attention to defense, there are questions and opportunities heading into the postseason, particularly around coverage and the matchup against top-tier wide receivers. Demoter Leonard has been quietly effective this season, often avoiding direct targeting while still demonstrating strong coverage skills when called upon. His ability to limit yards and prevent touchdowns will be crucial as the 49ers prepare to face teams with potent passing attacks. Evaluating his stats, it's clear that while penalties occasionally skew his grade, his overall performance remains highly impactful. The big question is how he will handle the high-caliber receiving core of teams like the Eagles, where players like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith can change the game with a single play. That uncertainty is exactly what makes playoff football so thrilling. Every snap matters, every matchup is magnified, and every defensive adjustment can have a ripple effect throughout the game. Meanwhile, looking forward, the upcoming game against Philadelphia carries enormous weight. The Niners are heading into hostile territory, playing on the road against a team that has had its share of ups and downs, but still poses a formidable challenge. The Eagles' offense is not as dominant as it was in previous seasons, but they remain dangerous, and their defense can still create turnovers and force mistakes. What's fascinating here is the way the Niners can approach this game differently than recent matchups against teams like Seattle. The challenges and adjustments made in previous contests can actually serve as valuable lessons. By analyzing what went wrong against other elite defenses, the coaching staff has the opportunity to innovate and deploy new strategies, exploiting mismatches and keeping opponents off balance. This is the beauty of the postseason, the ability to adapt, recalibrate, and maximize strengths while minimizing vulnerabilities. Offensively, the Niners have a blend of talent and experience that can tip the scales in their favor. Ricky Pearl, when healthy, provides a versatile threat, stretching defenses and creating opportunities for explosive plays. Trent Williams has remained a cornerstone of the offensive line, giving the team stability and reliability in both pass protection and run blocking. Even with some uncertainty around Deebo Samuel's recent performances, the collective talent on this roster offers multiple avenues for success. This versatility becomes especially critical against a team like the Eagles, whose defensive schemes will test every aspect of the Niners' offensive game plan. Finding the right matchups, exploiting gaps, and maintaining composure under pressure will be key to turning potential opportunities into tangible results on scoreboard. Beyond individual matchups, the overall context of the Niners season adds another layer of intrigue. The NFC West has proven to be one of the most challenging divisions in recent years, with multiple teams achieving double-digit wins and consistently pushing the 49ers to their limits. The fact that the Niners navigated such a competitive landscape and emerged with a strong record speaks volumes about the team's resilience and preparation. Comparisons to other divisions reveal the stark differences in competition, highlighting just how battle-tested this squad has become. When playoff intensity ramps up, experience from high-pressure regular season contests becomes invaluable, allowing players and coaches alike to draw on previous lessons and remain focused under the brightest lights. Schedule considerations also factor into the postseason outlook. Traveling for key matchups, particularly to places like Philadelphia, introduces logistical challenges and tests the team's ability to perform under diverse conditions. Yet, in many ways, this is an opportunity rather than a hindrance. Playing on the road in challenging environments can foster mental toughness and encourage the team to refine its preparation routines. With careful planning and strategic adjustments, the Niners can transform potential obstacles into advantages, maintaining energy, focus, and execution in high-stakes situations. The timing of the game, player health, and recent performance trends all intersect here, creating a scenario where meticulous attention to detail can determine the outcome. As we reflect on the current roster and the remaining schedule, one theme stands out: adaptability. The Niners have had to pivot multiple times this season, responding to injuries, tactical shifts, and the unpredictable nature of football. Each adjustment has contributed to a growing depth of knowledge, a sharper understanding of opponent tendencies, and a more cohesive execution on both sides of the ball. That foundation becomes essential as the team gears up to face playoff-caliber opponents who are equally skilled and motivated. Every decision, from personnel deployment to play calling, carries amplified significance. While the Eagles may not be as dominant as some of the teams the Niners have faced this year, they remain a dangerous opponent with the capacity to exploit any lapse in focus or discipline. Looking at offensive metrics, the Eagles have experienced some decline, particularly in scoring efficiency, with their running game not performing at the elite level we've seen in previous seasons. Players like Saquon Barkley, while still productive, have not posed the same threat consistently, which opens opportunities for the Niners' defense to apply pressure and force key situations. Special teams, another often overlooked aspect of the game, can also swing momentum in critical moments. Historically, strong special teams play has given the 49ers the edge in tight contests, and that factor will be under the microscope as they prepare for the Eagles. Combining a disciplined defensive approach with calculated offensive aggressiveness, the Niners have the tools to compete and potentially dominate in this matchup. The narrative surrounding this game is heightened by the lessons learned from recent setbacks. Facing a humbling loss can provide motivation, clarity, and a renewed focus that sometimes a perfect winning streak cannot replicate. The Niners, having experienced adversity, now enter this next challenge with a sharper perspective, an understanding of the stakes, and a hunger to prove themselves on a national stage. Every detail, from individual matchups to strategic game plans, is magnified, and the players and coaches are keenly aware that playoff football allows no margin for error. With experience, talent, and preparation aligning, the San Francisco 49ers are positioned to navigate this critical game with both confidence and caution, ready to seize the opportunities that present themselves while mitigating potential risks in real time. Heading into Philadelphia, the stakes are higher than ever, and the atmosphere alone will be an intense test for the 49ers. The road environment in playoff football is unlike anything in the regular season, and the Eagles' home crowd has the potential to sway momentum in critical moments. This is where preparation meets execution. Kyle Shanahan and his coaching staff are tasked with ensuring that the team's mental approach matches the physical readiness on the field. The pressure will be palpable, but the 49ers have demonstrated all season their ability to rise to the occasion when adversity presents itself. The challenge of playing in Philadelphia is not just about facing a skilled opponent. It's about maintaining composure under noise, making quick decisions under stress, and capitalizing on every opportunity to dictate the pace of the game. The Eagles' defensive front is stout and disciplined, capable of pressuring quarterbacks and closing running lanes. Yet the Niners have shown throughout the season that they can adapt schemes and personnel to exploit even the tightest alignments. Offensively, the key will be balance. Maintaining a consistent rushing attack while mixing in creative passing schemes will test Philadelphia's ability to adjust. Christian McCaffrey remains a critical factor in this plan. His versatility as a runner and receiver demands attention from defenders, and his ability to create yards after contact or find openings in coverage will be essential to sustaining drives and controlling the clock. The offensive line, anchored by Trent Williams, provides the stability to allow the playmakers the space they need to execute, and the combination of talent, experience, and strategic planning positions the Niners to approach the game with multiple avenues for success. The coaching staff's ability to disguise formations, adjust protections, and identify favorable matchups will also play a pivotal role. Every detail, from pre-snap reads to post-snap adjustments, is magnified in the intensity of playoff football, and the 49ers' preparation has to be meticulous. On the defensive side, containing the Eagles' passing game will be the focal point. While the offense has experienced a drop in efficiency compared to prior seasons, Philadelphia still possesses explosive talent capable of turning a single play into a game-changing moment. Limiting big plays and forcing contested throws will fall largely on the secondary, with cornerbacks and safeties needing to communicate effectively and anticipate route combinations. Linebackers must remain disciplined, reading keys quickly to prevent cutback lanes and disrupting timing between quarterback and receiver. The front seven's ability to maintain gap integrity while generating pressure without overcommitting is crucial to preventing the Eagles from establishing rhythm. Turnovers will also be a game changer, and the Niners' defense thrives when taking advantage of mistakes or poorly executed plays. This creates an added layer of intensity, as every snap has the potential to swing momentum dramatically. Special teams play could also shape the outcome. Field position becomes increasingly important in tightly contested playoff games, and the Niners have a history of using well-executed returns and strategic kicking to tilt the field. Accuracy on kickoffs, punts, and field goal attempts, coupled with disciplined coverage, ensures that opponents face longer drives and increase pressure. These often overlooked elements can make the difference in close contests, and the 49ers' focus on fundamentals in this area provides a subtle but meaningful advantage. In addition, the interplay between offensive tempo, defensive adjustments, and situational awareness can create opportunities for the Niners to dictate flow, especially in a high-pressure environment like Lincoln Financial Field. Considering the larger context, the matchup also reflects the contrast in seasonal trajectories between these two teams. While the Eagles have had a relatively easier schedule in comparison, the Niners navigated one of the toughest divisions in football, facing multiple double-digit win opponents and maintaining resilience despite injuries and adversity. This experience against elite competition gives the team a sharpened perspective and a capacity to execute under pressure, which could be decisive in a tight contest. The Niners' preparation, adaptability, and depth across multiple positions offer an advantage that may not be immediately obvious, but becomes critical over the course of 4 quarters. Every decision, from personnel rotations to in-game adjustments, carries amplified significance in a single elimination environment. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing with a storyline that, if confirmed, could reshape the balance of power in the NFC West. Whispers around the league suggest that DK Metcalf may be on the verge of swapping Seattle for the San Francisco 49ers, a move that would instantly pour gasoline on one of football's most intense rivalries. While nothing has been officially announced, the mere possibility has already sparked heated debate among fans, executives, and former players. Metcalf has long been one of Seattle's most imposing weapons, a physical marvel whose speed and strength made him a symbol of the Seahawks' identity. The idea of seeing that same player wearing red and gold feels almost surreal to many observers. Yet sources close to the situation hint that San Francisco has been quietly exploring bold options to elevate its offense, and Metcalf's unique skill set fits perfectly into that vision. Pairing his vertical threat with the 49ers' creative play calling could create matchup nightmares across the conference. From Seattle's perspective, the speculation raises uncomfortable questions about direction and timing. Moving a star to a division rival is never easy to justify, but rumors suggest complex negotiations involving draft capital and long-term roster flexibility. For San Francisco, the gamble would be clear, pushing all the chips in to chase immediate dominance, even if it means enduring backlash from the rest of the division. Beyond tactics and contracts, the emotional weight of such a move cannot be ignored. Players crossing this particular divide have historically fueled animosity that lasts for years. Metcalf lining up against his former teammates twice a season would add a personal edge to games that already feel like playoff battles. For now, it remains speculation, but in a league built on bold moves and shockwaves, this is one rumor that refuses to fade quietly. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.